Welcome back. Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. Here we go. Boy, we're going all over the place today, geographically speaking. And now we have Mr. Brad Ballard. He is with NewCoast Properties, calling in from the Bolivar Peninsula. Brad, welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you.
Man, first of all, let's tell people about your company, NewCoast Properties, and the area that you serve, please.
Yeah, NewCoast Properties is a real estate development and a real estate brokerage company. We're developing two subdivisions on the Bolivar Peninsula in Galveston County. One is beachfront, and it's called Seagrass Beach, and the other is on the bay side of the peninsula, and it's called Laguna Harbor.
Man, when you say the word Laguna, boy, I have to think of California, so I'm already thinking like I'm going to be in a good place if I go down there, eh?
Yeah, it's a great place. It's a very tranquil, quiet place. You know, everything's waterfront there on the bay, and it's a great little place.
Very interesting. Well, let's tell people that may not, let's say they're in Houston, but we know people listen all over the United States to the show on the internet after it airs and so forth. But let's describe, if you would, people certainly know Houston, Texas, the fourth largest city, but give them a visual, if you would, of what's down there and what this Bolivar Peninsula looks like.
Yeah, so Bolivar Peninsula is a 27-mile strip. It's a peninsula that fronts on the Gulf of Mexico. And then the backside is on Galveston Bay, so it's across the bay from Kemah. It's about an hour and a half from Houston. It's accessible via I-45 south, and you can use the ferry to come across to the peninsula, or you can go I-10 east and then come down Highway 124 at the Winnie exit. So it's accessible via two different routes, and it's a cool little place. It's very laid back. It's the place for nature lovers, people that want something a little bit quieter than Galveston. It doesn't have all the restaurants and bars and all the retail. It's a much more quiet, like going back in time almost.
That sounds really nice. Now, let's say someone, also from a time standpoint, let's say they fly into Houston Hobby Airport and they were going to go to the Bolivar Peninsula. What kind of timing would be involved?
Yeah, so they're looking about a 45-minute to 1 hour drive down to the ferry landing in Galveston, down I-45. And then from there, it's about a 15 to 20-minute ferry ride across to the peninsula. And so you're looking at about an hour and a half to get all the way down to the peninsula, barring no ferry lines.
Very nice. Also, let's describe again the properties that you're involved with. Should someone be interested, and I know they are after you describe them, tell them about the properties again, what they can find down there.
Yeah, so the first one, it's our kind of our the one we're very proud of. It's a brand new beachfront community in the Crystal Beach area. It's called Seagrass Beach. It's 35 beachfront lots, all front row lots, kind of a half moon shape. It's got a lot of amenities. It's the ultimate family playground at the beach. You don't have to go out to the beach to get in the water because we've got a resort-style pool that's nestled, 18 feet above sea level on a big mound that we piled up out that's beachfront, and it's got an infinity edge, drops off into a lower pool. It's got tanning ledges, a beach entry. It's wrapped with 6 cabanas, and we've got a pool house with bathrooms, and we've got a fire pit down below it. It's a wonderful little community that was designed around, the family, the people with kids or grandkids or just friends they want to spend time with at the beach just to relax and get away from the hustle and bustle of the big city.
And what would the price point be for this Seagrass Beach that you speak of?
Yeah, so you can get into Seagrass around $500,000, and it'll work up from there. Over $1 million. We're actually have a couple homes under construction right now. They're priced at $695,000 and $795,000. They're a little larger than what you could build. You can start off at 1,500 square feet, but the two we're building are just under 1,900 square feet and a little more than 2,200 feet. And they're finished out, and they have a lot of architectural detail that's not found here on the Bolivar Peninsula. Everything here is fairly simple, and we're taking it to the next level, and we're building all the homes to the fortified level, which is a much higher level of engineering than most homes are built along the Texas coast. We've got the only builder that's certified fortified builder here in this area. It's Charles & Michael Custom Homes. And so we're using a lot of materials that you don't find, not traditional materials here on the peninsula because they're much stronger and basically heavy duty.
And for people that are buying down there, are they buying for a vacation home, or are people actually living down there as their main home?
Yeah, so in Seagrass, we expect the predominant buyer is going to be a second home. It's going to be a weekend house. It's going to be a place that they use 15 to 20 times a year, and they may rent them out half a dozen or 10 times a year. But the majority of the buyers for Seagrass are second home buyers, vacation homes. Laguna, it's a little different. We actually have quite a few primary residence owners in there. Just because it's off the beach, there's not as much activity. It's a lot quieter. It's a place where you can have kids and they can ride, their bikes down the street, not have to worry about any traffic whatsoever. It's on the much quieter end of the peninsula, away from the Crystal Beach area.
And what's the price point there at Laguna?
Laguna, it starts off in the 300s. We've sold a number of houses recently in the mid 300s, and they do work up from there. The houses in there range from 1,200 feet and up. So everything is waterfront in Laguna Harbor. At the present time, we have 120 lots in Laguna Harbor. Every one is waterfront on the canals. They're deep water canals, so we have sailboats and large power boats come in all the time. We're presently 70% sold out of our lots in Laguna Harbor, and we've got a lot of construction activity that's kicked off recently. And we've got a lot of homes in the works in the planning stages, designing their homes to get them ready for next summer. So it's a wonderful little community, and I've got huge plans for Laguna Harbor. That's a 5 to 10 year plan for me, whereas I think Seagrass is a 18-month to 2-year sellout, whereas Laguna is probably a 5 to 10 year plan because I've got a lot of acreage over there. We've got a little more than 90 acres to work with, and we have plans to develop a full-service marina with fuel, diesel, gasoline, and high octane, as well as 100 large slips for larger boats, offshore style boats. And we do have a restaurant entertainment venue that's in the works. It's in planning stages right now, where we're laying it out and talking to a variety of entrepreneurs and restaurateurs to come in and work with us on that development.
And Brad, would you tell people you've created a lot of interest, I think, where can they see what these places look like, Seagrass Beach and Laguna? Where can they go?
It's real simple. Both websites are seagrassbeach.com, and the other is lagunaharbor.com. And if you also get on Facebook, we are very active on Facebook, and it's just facebook.com/Laguna Harbor. And then, facebook.com/Seagrass Beach. And we're very active in uploading pictures and videos of what's, going on at the present time, how many boats are in the harbor, what the surf's like, what flowers are growing on the beach, and what the pool looks like, and the sunrise and sunsets. I mean, we're constantly updating our Facebook page on almost a daily basis. And it's a great little avenue for someone just to keep up with what's going on at the beach by going onto our pages.
Sounds pretty nice. And how would you say the market is down there overall?
The market is actually very strong. That's actually it's been problematic for our construction because we've had a hard time keeping the contractors on the job because they're so busy, and all the general contractors are trying to pull them off to get them on their job, and everybody's fighting for the subcontractors down here. And basically the homes are selling as fast as they can build them down here. Since Hurricane Ike, the Bolivar Peninsula has averaged 20 new homes per month since Ike. So we're talking, 7-8 years, times 12 times 20. There's been a lot of new homes built since Hurricane Ike down here to replace homes that were damaged during the storm and just new ones. So it's a totally different environment down here than it was before the storm. The homes are much stronger, much bigger, and much nicer.
Fascinating. Brad, would you tell people how they can reach out to you, please?
Sure. You can reach out to me by email. It's brad@lagunaharbor.com or brad@seagrassbeach.com. And you can go to our website. All of our telephone numbers are on there for both Seagrass and Laguna. And we've got an answering service that will answer and direct a phone call to the appropriate personnel. And you can also stop by the two sites. We do have a sales center at Laguna Harbor, and we're in the midst of getting one out at Seagrass Beach. Right now, we should have one out here in the next couple of weeks.
Very nice.
So that'd be the best, is to stop by the site and see what we have to offer instead of trying to look at it online.
Sounds good. I'm on my way after the show. Ladies and gentlemen, Brad Ballard with NewCoast Properties. Thank you, Brad.
Hey, thank you, guys.
And we're going to take a short break and come right back with even more. Stay tuned.